I can manifest nothing but words, but this words that I manifest will make your brain soar. Because this is something that'll make your mind rise over the echelons in which you say you've never seen.
Great, that was great, brother.
Now all eyes are on New York. The Empire State's primaries on April 19th become all important.
Democrats focusing on the upcoming New York primary, where a whopping 247 delegates are up for grabs.
Normally, New York presidential primaries don't matter at all, but this time it's really important.
It's New York's turn for the spotlight in the 2016 presidential election. And what's been so fascinating to us in the primary caucus process is the newly found interest from the American people on the process.
New York is one of a dozen states that have closed primaries, which exclude more than 3 million independent voters, or 27% of the voting public. There are some 500,000 more independents than registered Republicans in the state.
New York is the most restrictive state in the country. The rules that we have for the primaries, the rules that we have for voter registration are designed to completely disempower the voters, especially independents. And young people are registering more so than any generation. They're registering as independent voters. 37% of millennials in the state of New York are registered as no party. And they'll be shut out of the process next week.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're voting, awesome.
Yeah.
I am, Primary.
Yes, I will.
You will be, great.
That's really frustrating because that's so many votes that could really affect an election.
Too, I know, it's so f***ed up.
Well, basically, it's saying that you are okay to pay taxes, but it's not okay to vote because you believe something differently.
They're trying to lock out young voters.
What do you think of that?
I think that's ridiculous.
It's idiotic.
It kind of makes me a little disappointed in the political system because to me it sort of disregards the opinions of independent voters and it sort of almost takes into more account the opinions of voters who have a party preference, and I don't think that politics should be ruled by party systems necessarily. I feel like the voters' opinions should have more weight.
Yeah, you just should be able to just vote without having to connect yourself to a party if you don't want to.
Yeah, you can't vote in the primary if you're independent.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
I think the system is corrupt.
I know, my wife is an independent and she keeps getting all frustrated that she has no voice in what's going on.
Yes. And no young person wants to vote for the same bullshit we've been having, our whole lives.
I mean, I'm registered Republican, but I consider myself independent now. I only registered Republican because I got extra credit in high school for it. But
Can you say a little bit about that real quick?
I plead the fifth.
Because to me, someone who's an independent voter might choose more like a candidate who they're aligned with policy-wise rather than someone who they're just affiliated with party-wise. So I think they're able to maybe synthesize more information independently of the party politics.
So today I'm doing voter registration. We've got a table set up and we've been registering voters.
I'm an independent voter, so can I re-register before March 25th? How does that work for me?
So the deadline to change your party affiliation was in October. And this was actually something that I didn't know before I started doing voter registration.
Is it too late to do that?
October 9th, 2015.
No.
That's when change it by.
I do think that that's kind of a silly way to go about things because people can change their mind for a number of reasons at any time.
The game is rigged.
I mean, I'm going to get pissed off. That's what it boils down to. I'm going to have a cigarette right now because of this.
It's not how it was meant to be. I think the founding fathers are rolling in their graves right now.
Just putting obstacles in people's way so that they can kind of, in a way, control control the vote.
It's terrifying. That's so scary.
Yeah,
The leader of the free world is chosen by so few.
It's like getting in a schoolyard fight with both your hands tied.
Now it's like everything's in lockdown. Nothing gets done.
You know, I guess it makes the primaries not really a very, accurate read of, where everyone else is at, especially in those states that kind of lock people out.
I talk to a lot of people, and even now they're like getting wrapped up in the presidential race, but I'm like, you want to really make policy changes, like the president works with the Senate, works with works with Congress, like that's where the real change will happen.
Our voices need to be heard, loud.
I mean, if you're talking about my personal opinions, I think that open primaries would be great.
I like in California how, let's say 2 senators are running, they come up as like the final 2 senators. Like they could be 2 Democratic senators going against each other, which I really like because it doesn't mean that just because you're in a certain party, you're guaranteed a spot, in the election.
And people who are independent or who are Green Party or who are Working Families Party should have a voice in who gets the nomination.
Reducing the incumbents' chances of just getting reelected by running unopposed, and just making voters aware of who the representatives really are in a more direct way. I think that's super important. So having this competition is super healthy, keeps the media interested, keeps people interested. I think it's great.
So nagging, gently nagging. I would say nag the government to death to get what you need. Yeah, it's the only way.
I mean, to me personally, it seems extremely negative, and it sort of turns me off even more when someone's not open to new ideas and open to discussion, because I think we live in a great society where we're actually able to have these kinds of discussions publicly, openly, and I think it's a positive thing, but a lot of people really want to take it to a super personal level and a party level, and in order to raise themselves up.
There's no doubt people are frustrated, but we challenge everyone to transform that frustration into action, into something positive. Join Zach and I at City Hall in New York City on Thursday, April 14th at noon. Until all voters can vote, we have to keep talking. See you there.